Hey up ducks, welcome back to Banner Saga, and here we are in weird spaceland, I think. Your sight swims as if underwater, memories fly away like startled ravens before you can capture them. With great effort you remember who you are, Juno. You also realise that a monumental serpent is speaking to you now. Your last certainty was that you died some time ago, and that's about to happen again. What? Well, shit. What the fuck? Frustrating. You are slow to understand the serpent. It speaks in a language that recalls very ancient memories of words you learned long ago. If you're not going to die, I suppose we must speak instead. Who are you? My name is Juno. You're Juno. That means nothing to me. Maybe I've asked the wrong question. What are you? What is your purpose? I cannot remember. Inconvenient. Must I tell you who you are? What you are? You're a thief. You have something that does not belong to you. It is mine. Do you not recognise me? What do your prophecies say? The gods gave you prophecy, fate, destiny. Is there no child coming to slay me with a magic sword? Are there no stars in the sky foretelling this disaster? Do you truly not know? The gods are dead. Dead? How is that? Are you a god? No. The gods are silent, and before me stands one who knows not what they have done. Listen carefully now, for I will give you a prophecy. I am the end. Do you understand? This world and this tapestry I would devour. It is my purpose. But I cannot. Instead now comes a wall of night to consume your pitiful world. Wall of night. The dredge. Dredge? Stone men marching across a long bridge? No, it is darkness. The egg white that has turned black. I am meant to devour the tapestry itself, not idly witness this dusk smother this rock. I am incomplete, a worm crawling through a dung field, because of you. Who are you to take my destiny? What are you? Return what is mine. Avent. Juno, you're alive. You're alive. How? Where are you? Wait, where am I? Asleep, I presume, or unconscious. I'm in Ridgehorn, I think. A serpent was trying to kill me. Now I'm talking to you. Time is moving strangely. I've lost swaths of memories. I don't know how to actually say that word. But I found you. For a short time at least, the serpent sent something about a long bridge. So I took a guess. It came after you. We saw it at Dinosaurft. Are you okay? It tried to turn me to ash after we spoke. I'd be surprised if that's the last we've seen of it. It could tear the land apart or crush cities if it wanted. What do we do? It gets worse. Prophecy of the gods that I've never heard of. There are still prophecies out there? It was vague. Sounded like the serpent was supposed to swallow the world. Instead, some kind of darkness or nothingness is seeping from the north. It devours whatever it touches. That would explain why the dredge are swarming on us like something kicked an anthill. Avent, are you in danger? You could say so. Bellower's here. The Val are holding him off, but not for much longer, I think. Of all the thunder, why the immortal one? Bellower, that is the worst of luck. I would have you come to me, but we will have to do this the hard way. Listen closely. I will return to Strand and find passage down the Red River. You must leave Einatoft and meet me in Surgeholm. Juno will never make it to Surgeholm. Bellower is about to overtake us. The Val won't listen to a thing. Find a way. Do whatever it takes. I will not be able to contact you again before Surgeholm. Go. And David? Yes? I love you. You spent a lot of time next to him since he passed out. Just keeping an eye on him. It's not like that, Dad. He saved Ivor. He might save the rest of us. Can he hear us? He just moved. How long was I? You're out for a couple of days. How do you feel? Juno, she's alive. I need to meet her in Surgeholm. Hold on, slow down. Who's Juno? She's my mentor on the Mender Council. She contacted me. Contacted you how? She's not like most Menders. What happened here since I passed out? The Val are holding the dredge back, just barely. Bellower has disappeared. Ivor is still out of it. Jarunda sent Hakon Luden and a couple hundred Val away to Aberang. I don't know how long we'll be able to hold out here. It's good that Bellower's gone at least, since it's apparently fucking immortal. Rook, I need your help. Take me to Surgeholm. Juno is going to meet us there. Surgeholm, that's got to be a week away at least, and just abandon Einatoft? Maybe, or no, I could destroy that godforsaken bridge myself. That would delay the immediate threat, but Jorunda would never agree to it. I need to understand a few things, Eyvind. Why won't he do it? He'll let the city and the rest of the world fall before that damned bridge. Well, he's an idiot. Not by myself, I could blast it apart, but the bridge wasn't made to fall. It'll take time and concentration. That's why he needs help. What, Valor? You believe Juno can, that's why we need to go. We could just leave and let the Vol die to give us head start. It's not my first choice, I've done everything I can on my own. Yeah, what's going on? We're from a very small town in the woods. You know how Men and Vol made the loom mother of the other gods? In the First Great War, the armies of Men and Vol hated each other. They fought bitterly for land and dominance. Then one of the gods created the dredge, and there was such a threat that unless Men and Vol set aside their differences, they threatened to wipe out both races. So they did. They ended the war, pushed the dredge into the north, and formed an alliance that has held ever since. The Second Great War began generations later. The dredge rallied their forces, defeated the Vol, who watched the borders, and laid waste to unsuspecting settlements throughout the world. They were led by Sunder, powerful dredge warlords, and weavers like Bellower. He was there in the Second Great War. Humanity was on the brink of extinction when the inner circles of Menders went forth and finally sent the Sunder and dredge deep underground. For the most part, the dredge haven't had to return since, well, until now. Those Menders were called Valka. Juno wasn't there herself, but she's from their bloodline. So another great war has begun. If I didn't think the world was ending, it would be incredible. Ancient history is playing out before us. What about the serpent? That's another story. There's nothing in the Menders libraries about that thing. It must have something to do with the dredge returning. That seems likely. There has to be a way to... I can't believe the Val will be so stubborn. Speak to Jorunda yourself, he's in the Great Hall. Maybe you'll have more luck. Or maybe he'll put your head on a spike. Maybe! Alright. Now that place we need to go is at least a week away. We have exactly a week's worth of supplies, so I can't even rest right now. Do I just leave? Or do I destroy the bridge? Fuck it. We're ready. I can't even rest for the battle. No, I'm trapped. He's gonna... Oh, no. Breaking the fighting, Eyvind starts to rain down lightning at one of the bridge supports further ahead. What are you doing? Shouts Fasolt. Stop! Oh. Fuck. Not sure I should have done that. I really shouldn't have, actually. Oh, crikey. No. Rough hands from a screaming mob of all pull you from the ground where you lie broken from your beating and drag you to the Great Hall. Oops. Is there not just one thing I demanded of you? You've broken this alliance, human. Man and Val are no friend to each other anymore. This is my reward for allowing men into Einatoft. Don't blame all of humanity for my... You're under enough. This fight could not have been won. They tried to do what you would not. Enough of this insolence. I want these people out of my city. You gladly will let our whole race die? There's nothing glad about it. There are no more Val made tomorrow or 1,000 years from now. We're all there is, and we will all be gone someday. You'll destroy what we have made. What else is left of us? We'll leave no trace behind, as if we never existed. Now get out of what is left of my lands and my city, and never return. Oh, that chapter 5 was mighty quick, I think. Ooh, a large patch of wild fruit, exactly what we need. You see some people have begun to sample them, and Mother frets about whether they're safe after overhearing one of the children say it tastes funny. Observe someone who already ate some. So, it's fermented little, that's it. Gather as much as you can. Nice. Flurry of snowfall seems to come out of nowhere and quickly thickens until you're unable to see the man in front of you. They've passed before the blizzard abates and clansmen start to reappear from the snowdrifts. It quickly become apparent that not everyone is where you last saw them, and a quick search of the area is not enough to recover all the missing clansmen. Bonfire and wait, I think, is the best. No significant amounts of dry wood and attempts to get a fire going are unsuccessful. Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. Large figures following from the direction of Einatoft. Odleaf watches intently before finally says, "They have a car, I can hear it." I wonder who it be. Greetings, Ivor. It's been quite a while since we last talked, hasn't it? Hello, Ubin. I know you. Ubin? Never imagined you'd be one to defy the king. What made you leave? Someone had to. What do you mean? Beller's headed this way. Already? How is that possible? A group of Vol from Wormtoe showed up around the back of Einatoft, the long way. Bellower and his army chased them across the summer path, they said. Past Wormtoe? That doesn't make sense. Bellower was at the bridge. He must have doubled back after that serpent appeared. While we fought on the bridge, he left half his forces around to approach Einatoft from behind. The attack on the bridge was a feint? Don't let anyone tell you Dredge aren't clever. Einatoft will fall within a day. Maybe not. He's following you. I thought one of you might know why. Must be me then. Is there something I don't know? That's quite a grudge he's holding if he's coming for you, Ivor. It doesn't matter, our only chance is to get to Surgerholm. Juno will know what to do. We'll join you. I bring supplies and warriors, and my friend Gunnulf here bears a heavy sword. I believe he'd be happy to swing it for you. Nice. Don't talk much, do you? So? Just want to know anyone who can cleave a dredge into like that a little better. I'm Rock. Want to know? He even asked me to chop a dredge into. I chop him. I'll let you finish your meal. Want to be friends with Gunnulf, Rock? Keep food in the cart. Good to know. A split in the road. Ahead the path leaves Surgerholm, veers off into the hills, which are now swimming with familiar black shapes. Ah, shite. Dredge that way too, Grimace Savend. The summer path leads straight to Surgerholm, while taking the main road will add several days. They're everywhere. They're everywhere by now. I suggest we go around, past Hawkstalk. Scouts. I'll put it this way, we're not getting through that way. It's like they're emerging from the rock itself. Alright, we'll go round. I'm not willing to walk into swarms of dredge anymore. Juno will have to wait. I just hope I've got enough food. That is a lot of dredge. Oh, we're almost there. We're good, we're good. I'm assuming it's that little village there. Oh no, this is a farm. A well-tended farm with plenty of livestock. Upon your arrival, the farmer and his workers stand defensively within plain sight, crude weapons at their ready. Come with us, it's not safe here, and bring you food. This land is my life. I lose that, I may as well be dead. In that case, you're about to die, so we'll take your livestock. Oh shit, alert, please, don't. They're gonna die anyway. Wait, was that the actual village then? Did I just fucking be an asshole for no reason? God damn it! You enter a village of miners who want to know what's been happening recently. As you look around, you see lots of elderly and children. Oh dear. Ah, it's women and children though. I can't buy any more food though. I can't. I really can't. Look at that, shouts one of the clansmen. The caravan stops watch village pooling into the village you just passed through. Oh. They're coming. It says there. Ah, dredge on their way. As you watch the dredge from front falls over, then one behind it falls as well. You hear a twang to your left. Nid, the archery student of Oddleaves, who you recall deftly shooting a snow rabbit, is firing arrows down the hill. It's incredible, says Oddleaf, but we should get out of here. Yeah, let's just go. Ahead you find what appears to be a good number of peasants surrounded by brigands. One of the armed men looks over his shoulder and says, "Gods be damned, this is all I need. Listen, don't interfere and one of these supply wagons is yours." What's going on here? Before you start telling me otherwise, these are my clansmen. Thought they could run off with every scrap of food in the village. Now all I want is you to move on, so take your share or don't. Take supplies. Fuck. Hey, another godstone. That's cool. I like that. Godstone of Dunder passes around you. In the frozen climate here, it looks like the rock has split and is falling apart, held together only by the deep snow. Curious though, in standing between the stones, the wind drops off completely, picking up once again once you pass through. I wonder if we should rest here for the night. With all the snow around, Dredge might not even be able to find us. I think not. Seems a bit risky, I think. Oh no, the quirky old man with the leather headband says, "If there's one thing I know better than women and meat, it's, well, nothing. But I know when a group could use some help. Just nod and let Unmar make everything better, no questions asked." What are you talking about? I said no questions, and what's the first thing out your mouth? Forget it. Forget the lot of you. Alright. Sorry, mate. In the distance, Hawkstop smoulders like an old campfire. Even from here, you can see the black figures shambling through it. God damn it. This looks like a dead town. There's usually survivors. Let's keep going. And I need to check how far we have to go. Oh no, we've got a long way. I just have to power through the low morale, aren't I? God damn it. No encouragement or tales of glory will lift the spirits of the caravan. In the north we have times like this, says one of the Vor. The other giants grin, raising tankards and horns of mead. Skal, they shout, and make short work of their drinks, explaining that each person takes a drink. When someone tells a story, this is more miserable than the last. Others join them for a second round and mead is passed your way. Sure. Let's do that. I usually find such things actually make me feel better, so... Yay! Oh shit, supplies. Oh, another godstone. Been a lot of them lately. The godstone for Ingrid, goddess of knowledge, looks over as the caravan takes much needed rest. Either shoots some children, not shoots them, Jesus. Shoos some children away from the solitary dredge slinger, lying dead beneath a stone. Should we be worried about that? I don't think so. Still, couldn't hurt to have a few guards look around. Inspect. As you're ready to depart, you hear screams from near the main godstone. The same boys so curious about the dead dredge before are shrieking and pointing. For a moment you think it must not have been dead. Then you see they have opened a wrapping that was in the dredge's hands. Wait, says Ivor. This shouldn't be seen. Get everyone away. A chill sweeps over you. Alette pushes past and gasps. Stop, shouts Ivor, but the curious onlookers have already seen it. Leave it. On the ground before the dead slinger is a small stony figure, its hands searching for something it can't find. That's a baby. Oh shit. The dredge is a woman? Might not have been. Been killing women, been slaughtering women and children this whole time. Leaving them to die. In the war it's only the melts who fight. They've been fighting these dredge the whole way. Why are women and children on their backs attacking us? They're not invading, they're running. Oh fuck. That's awkward. When I spoke to Juno, she told me something was coming. She didn't know what. A darkness, something black that's discovering the world, and the dredge are running from it just as we're running from them. The serpent, the quake, it's all the beginning of the end. Ivy, you knew? Why? Why didn't you say something? Ivor. When I was young, I killed one of the Sunder during the Second Great War. We called it raise. Every time we would build our defences, it would flatten them and push us back again. I became separated from the rest of the Vol and stumbled upon Raise deep in a snowstorm. Alone. She was nursing. Oh shit, dude. I threw my axe. It twisted in the wind. Her son died in her arms. She was so pathetic, kneeling in the snow. She didn't even try to stop me when I took her head. That's how I killed a Sunder. When I found my way to Grofheim, the Vol wanted to make me a Kender, next to be king. I left, walked until I ended up in Skoga, where no one knew what I'd done. What do we do with the baby? A lump forms in your throat, looking at the small obsidian creature squirming before you. I can't leave it behind. I can't. Not long afterwards, one of the women comes to you. Its swaddling was being held by this, she says, giving you a hairpin that looks distinctly undredge-like. An inscription on the silver almost slips your notice. Persevere. From the goddess herself, if you ask me, the woman tells you. I hope I made the right decision. I hope Alette stops hating me. You're making the usual rounds when you hear a rather loud debate coming from the area that Vol have gathered. Ivor joins you as you approach. Ubin, you've rather been known for falling asleep and dying in the corner of a mead house than battling a Sunder. No, I'd rather be known for not dying. Don't even know what you're worried about. I did this 100 times in the Great Wars. Take some warriors, plough head first into a dredge, they follow you into the hills, get lost. Now they're not following you. When you did this 100 times, did they have the Bellower leading them? Have you never heard about the time I hit Bellower in the head with a throwing axe? You're planning on confronting the dredge? Careful, my friend. A lot of old history gets thrown around here. The warriors were just noting that there's a damn good number of dredge on our asses. Bellower pulling up the rear. This one thinks he can just wander up there and throw them off our tracks. How about some gratitude? Thought you'd be happy to finally be the oldest Vol in the land, Ubin. I'm never happy to lose more Vol, Kruma. Besides, I'm not convinced you're really older than me. I'll leave you to it. Leave my ass, you must be used to Ivor following your lead. In the old days, I would be halfway to the battlefield by now. Speaking of which, you coming, Ungvar? You could ask Bellower for your arm back. Don't think so. Not exactly in the mood right now. Alright then, I'll tell Hardeberg you said hello. Is he going to come back? He always has before. But this time feels different, I fear. Oh well, I hope I've not just lost a bunch of fucking Volks. I need them. A scout returns with a nearly frozen child. Jesus! I almost stepped on her in the snow. It looks like she must have been running from something. Patches of blue mottle her pale skin, but her chest rises and falls ever so slightly. Even just carrying her along could kill her in a state like this. We could be in danger here. Keep moving, but let the healers tend to her. An hour later, one healer approaches you with tears in her eyes. Oh, shit. Sorry, child. Didn't mean to kill you. I probably could have stopped because I'm quite close to Circleholm. Fuck. Gather round, doubters, echoes a shout in the distance as Kurima and his band of warriors break through nearby foliage. And behold the invincible Vol. The caravan is thrilled to see Kurima return safely. Did the plan work? Work, responds Kurima. Of course it worked. Same old dredge. Should be another day or two at least before they even find their own asses. And if you apologise, I'll tell you how I found these. Tossing you a pair of leather gloves that look big enough for a Vol. Had something to do with a raven's nest and a hair tie. One catastrophe to another, says Oddleaf as you pull into Circleholm. The town appears to be sinking into the lake. Townspeople peek from dark windows and makeshift hovels further up the hill. No, says Eyvind. Where is she? He runs to the front of the caravan, looking out over the water. Juno isn't here, and you get the creeping feeling you're not welcome either. Going upriver looks out of the question. The beach is bare, aside from the occasional skeleton of a ruined fishing boat. You reluctantly set up camp in the sinking town. All I'm saying is, how long are you willing to wait? As long as we need to. And I think we need to get out of here. I don't feel good about this place. Why? What's wrong? Something doesn't feel right. These people are staring at us like those vultures in the wastes. I'm sorry, Eyvind. I think Oddleif's right. I saw a man. The whole time we were setting up, he was just watching me. In a creepy way. And how long before the dredge find us here? Juno will come. Just give it a little more time. Rook, listen to me. I need you to trust me on this. I don't know if we've ever spoken. I'm Nid. You're Rook, I know. We've actually been travelling together for a long time. Isn't it strange how you can be so close to people and not know them? Every day I pass people I swear I've never seen before. I wanted to thank you for letting me join you. Where are you from? I don't think you're from Skog or any most of the people there. No, I had a house in Frostvilla, but we were driven out when the dredge started to show up. My husband died trying to protect our home. My sons and I were thrown out into the fields. I'm sorry. Eccle's men killed my husband. Now Eccle is travelling with us. For a long time I was angry. Why did he get to live? Why did you decide for the rest of us? But I've let it go. Good, I think. I have 3 sons and I don't want them to grow up with hatred in their hearts. That's why I wanted to thank you. Don't think anything of it. We all have our own problems to deal with. Let me know if you need me to put an arrow in something. I will do. You're really worried about her, aren't you? What? Oh, Juno. Worry doesn't begin to describe it. If she doesn't find us here, or something has happened to her. Are you sure what you saw was real? It could have been a dream, or I don't know. You were pretty exhausted. I don't know. To be honest, I'm not sure anymore. Everything is a blur. Don't tell the others I said that. I have to hope it wasn't just a dream. I appreciate the talk. It's good to stay grounded. I spend all day worrying about serpents or sunder. I think a lot of people are intimidated, or scared maybe, of me. Don't worry, it's nothing new. I'm used to it. Maybe sometimes we can talk about things that don't include the world ending. That would be nice. A scuffle has broken out in front of the houses. Thief, shout one of your people as a group of strangers flee from your camp. They took our supplies. Ignore the theft and protect the caravan. Listen, says one. We don't feel safe here. I don't know anything about Menders or whatever, but we're going to leave and I hope you'll join us. Yeah, we need to go. We've got other problems, says Ivor. The whole place is flooded. We could try to walk the muddy parts, but it was slow going. We could try to float the caravan over the lake, but we might tip or get stuck. Or we could just go around the whole thing, but no idea how long it'll take. Detour around the flooding, I think. You leave Circleholm in a hurry, hoping to outpace the dredge. As you continue further south, you first hit overgrowth, then the forest before finding land that is dry enough to follow back around. You lost a lot of time, but hope it doesn't haunt you later. I sure hope so too. What's that? What's that noise? Is that a floating tree? That sounds really spooky. More supplies missing, and look, tracks. Right here they look like children's footprints, but my husband and I followed them into the wilderness a ways. They meet up with some adult tracks, no telling how many. Watch the children. Alright, that worked. You're about to head off to sleep for the night. Onef pulls you aside. I have a couple concerns I want to speak to you about, in private. What's on your mind? How well do you know the people travelling with us? How many strangers are in the caravan now? Is this about Ekel? That's an obvious example. I've been watching folks since I joined you. Your companions from Skoga, they're loyal. I mean, it seems pretty clear they'd die to protect you. Suppose I'd do the same. What about the Vol? You don't even know half those warriors. You're telling me they have no problem following a man's orders now? After everything that happened at Tynatoft? I trust Ivor to handle that one. He's fearless, I'll give you that, but look at him. He's run ragged. He can't be there all the time. When was the first time of all don't want to do what you tell them? If Krima gave the word, I guarantee at least half would follow. Let's be honest, they could take this caravan by force at any time if they wanted to. What do you suggest? I suggest growing some balls instead of hoping it all works out, Rook. They're not the biggest problem, though. There's a mender with us. A mender who pulls lightning out of the sky and tells us what to do and where to go. Myself, I think we lucked out when his mentor didn't show up in Surgerholm. Avon's just the apprentice. What in the depths is his master capable of? Think about it, Rook. What do you really know about Avon? I heard they were found practically dead in the middle of nowhere when the dredge started showing up. An enormous serpent shows up at Einatoft after tearing the world in half, takes one look at Avon and bolts. Suddenly they need our help instead of the Mental Council. How does that make any damn sense? A shrewd man with ambitions can be very patient. What are you trying to say? Are you shrewd? Do you have ambitions? Should I trust you? I'm grateful for what you've done to get us this far, Rook, but it's always been about trust. I think it's time to part ways, so to speak. Nothing personal. Oh shit! Suddenly you gasp for air. When you look down, Onef is holding a knife buried deep in your ribs. You motherfucker. Your vision blurs and blood fills your sight. You gasp again. There's a bird whistle and the camp becomes a blur of motion. Onef's fighters from Frostfell leap into action, cutting people down. Fuck! As Oddleaf turns to fire on the men, Onef runs through and pulls the blade from her back without ever breaking his stride. Runs her through? Shit, I read that wrong. Oh god, she drops like a sack of flour. Onef heads straight to Frolette, who freezes in unbridled terror. You rise to your feet through the pain. Oddleaf is dead. Somehow you find the strength to cleave the nearest traitor in two, but you can't find the breath to shout. You think a lung might be punctured. Onef clutches Alette's wrist amid the commotion, tosses her bow aside and pulls her into the deep woods. Her eyes meet yours across the campsite. A dozen men appear between you as Ivor steps into view, as fearsome as you've ever seen him. Get wrecked. Where is Alette? Shouts Ivor, tearing through the nearest bandit, but you're already hobbling into the deep woods where they disappeared, ignoring the battle raging behind you. You hear Alette screaming in the distance, followed by silence. You tear through the trees. In the small clearing, Alette lies with her back against a tree. Her hands and her clothes are covered in blood. She stares vacantly ahead, unblinking. Beside her is the body of Onef, an arrow buried in his right eye as if placed there by hand. I killed him, she says. Alette, are you alright? No, I'm not hurt. I had no choice. Dad, your chest, it's bleeding. Suddenly she's at your side, putting pressure on the wound. I can fix this. Where's my needle? Oddleaf, anyone? Ivor, I found them. Just as your sight goes black, you see Avon, Ivor and Alette all standing over you. He's going to make it? Normally a wound like that. I only hope I did enough. I'll survive. Dad. Aww. Alette stops herself from hugging your bandaged chest, pulling your head to her instead. The words come out easier than you expected. Oddleaf? It's a good thing Avon was here. She's going to pull through though. It was a nasty wound. Oh, thank goodness. I managed to kill most of those traitorous sons of bitches and the rest fled into the woods. There were a lot of people I couldn't save. You did everything you could, Avon. No one expects you to raise the dead. Why did Onif do this, Rook? He was talking to you right before it happened. What a bastard, all this time we had no idea. Akil killed half a dozen of Onif's men by himself. He told me Onif was running Frostfell the whole time. He left Frostfell behind when he saw a better opportunity. Guess that relationship is over. Akil was always just the barking dog you put in front of the odds to find out who your enemies are. It was no accident Onif went after those of us from Skoga. He must have thought with us gone, he'd take the banner and the rest would fall in line. Or at worst, they'd take all the supplies for themselves and leave the rest as dredge bait. We have to be more careful, we can't just let anyone join the caravan anymore. Where do you draw the line? I don't know, Rook, I really don't. None of this changes the fact that Belarus is still out there somewhere, following us. The swamp around Surgaholm might buy us some time, but we've got to keep moving. How's the wound? It's doing a lot better. When I saw it happen, I thought for sure, well, I'm really glad you would have missed me, Rook. Without Avon, that's all you could have done. Instead, you just have to put up with my crap a little longer. It still aches like you wouldn't believe, though. Oh, maybe you would. Heard you took a stabbing yourself. I guess things could have gone worse. How are you doing? Please be okay. I'm doing alright. Sometimes it's lonely since my husband died. I guess I'd say it's more like being alone, even surrounded by all these people. Not like I don't have enough to worry about, though. I'm glad to have Alette around. And you, Rook. You know, you're welcome to keep me company. When I'm a little more awake, I mean. I'll talk to you later. Look at who it is, still not dead. How are things, Rook? Why am I saying things so weirdly lately? My tone's all over the place. I can never guess with you, Ekel. I heard you helped drive off traitors when Onif attacked us. At least we were always wondering, what's your deal? I'm not so hard to understand. Why don't you try asking instead of telling? Why didn't you warn us? Didn't I? How many times do I have to call him a traitor before you got the message? What do you want me to say? Watch out, Onif's going to murder your whole family. You didn't fill me on the details. He was always like that. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if he tried to convince you off me. But listen, I don't need to know, so keep it to yourself. I don't know, Rook. Family always makes you do weird things. You know what the worst part is? We became kin when he married my sister. She died of fever one night. But she didn't. She wasn't sick. He killed her. What the fuck? I don't know why he did it. Maybe he just felt like it. I was so furious. I got so angry that I wanted him to beg. I could kill him without a second thought, but that wasn't enough. I wanted him to feel sick about it, puke his guts out. And somehow that turned into, over time, he never cared, and I gave up, and I did what he wanted. Don't know how it happened. But when I attacked you in Frostfella, I guess I'll just say it wasn't my idea. I'm gonna let you go, mate. So, Rook, I don't have to be a prisoner anymore? You're just gonna let me walk around with my own axe and everything? That doesn't mean I'm not watching you. I can accept that. You're a good man. Oh, thanks for that detail. Is that houses? Is that a town? Please? Please? You notice most of the Vol pacing while they're asleep. Their brief conversations with each other and other clansmen grow shorter and sharper. Go away, roars one Vol at a young girl, asking too many questions. All the clansmen stop and stare. That one? We live in the north for its space, endless miles of snow, ice, mountains, fields, space to be alone. But here there is no time for such things. Hey! Please have supplies, please. Look at this, only 3 days of supplies left. Fuck. The villagers here are completely oblivious to the destruction that is coming. All we've seen is some dark figures far off, they tell you. Aside from a few younger families, they're reluctant to pick up things and join you. Oh, well, shit. Sucks for you lot then, doesn't it? Harsh words from one mother to another draw the attention of the entire caravan. My daughter marries Ragni or no one. That reed-thin tramp you call a daughter won't provide sons. The insulted mother bares her teeth, ready to attack. Oh gosh. Keep them separated. I'm not having it. The trail of blood leads to a clearing where you find a large wounded Varl. He's gnawing on his shield, swearing at no one in particular, and occasionally slamming his cudgel into the ground. If not for the heavy bleeding, you'd leave this one alone without a second thought. We can help if you want. In a heartbeat, the Varl is on his feet swinging his massive weapon. You jump clear as the cudgel smashes through the trunk of a tree. Oh, well, fuck you then. I tried to help. And what godstone do we have here? Someone with a very fucking impressive beard. The imposing godstone of Bjorulf approaches. His severe visage makes it feel like he's watching you even now. The caravan spreads out, happy to be free of the confining forest and in open fields. Hogan pulls you aside to show you some red berries growing on an ash tree that looks like it was chopped down long ago. These shouldn't be growing here. I haven't seen these in a long time. In fact, in honor of Bjorulf, some of the caravan crack kegs of... oh my god. Sorry. Kegs of mead and wine before anyone can stop them. To the only god that matters, they shout. Everyone drinks and you're glad for the merriment that swept over the caravan. Let's collect some berries. When I would travel to Bosgard with my father, sometimes he'd buy us a few of these. Couldn't be a luckier find. See for yourself. You try one and you can feel the energy returning to your limbs. Nice. Okay, let's get going. I see a village. Reynivik. Nice. A gaunt man and woman approach the caravan, hands held high. A word, friends. We are poor farmers down on our luck. We're outlaws, plain and simple. 10 of us and we'll help you in a fight for some food up front. No. I'm not letting anyone else join. Oh, some of our supplies went missing. It's only 5. That's fine. I can deal with that.
Reynivik is more of a smattering of farmhouses than a proper town. Though judging by stray dredge stalking through empty fields, it is barely even that anymore.
Oh, for fuck's sake, the dredge beetle's here too. I just want to like have a proper chill somewhere. Farmers probably already fled to Bosgard. What's that? Points out Odeleaf, up near one of the longhouses. In the distance, a large person, clothes seemingly covered in blood, is cursing loudly and stumbling about. He staggers into a longhouse, laughing. The dredge heading in your direction turn back, roaring and then pounding on the longhouse door. They seem to be holding a grudge against this particular person. I'm interested. Rush to help. Hey, shouts the Varl wearing all red, standing on the other side of the dredge. Came all the way up here just for me? Oh, fuck. Welcome to my mead house. Sigbjorn's House of Mead. Wasn't expecting to have all this far south. All this drunk. I can see that. Who are you people? No, they're friends. They made this place. It's not really mine. You lured Dredge back to a room full of unarmed people. What's wrong with you? Come on, I saved everyone in here. They shared some fine drink. The best drink. Wait, I was saving your ass. Remember that part? If you knew you'd come up here, you could have told me. What do we do with this guy? How much mead is left? With some help, you gather up the cask of mead and head back to the caravan. Sigbjorn and the others survivors in tow. The caravan gives the boisterous Val a large berth as she set out for Boatguard. What did I do? Sigbjorn wakes in a pool of his own sick. Oh dear, why am I surrounded by small people? Reluctantly, your clansmen offer any food and drink they can scrounge together for the moaning Val. When one offers thin mead, he pushes it away. In fact, take this away from me, he says, handing you his massive mead stain. I won't get into details. I was supposed to bring those casks from Reykjavik back to Boatguard. I drank maybe half, by accident. Point is, you don't tell anybody what happened, and I won't tell anyone about the mead you got, okay? Trust me on this one. Sure. That's an item, is it? Alright. Stop! A resolute voice calls from somewhere in front of you. Yet the surrounding terrain comes alive with armed fighters surrounding the caravan. No need for bloodshed, the leader says. Leave a couple wagons, pretend you'd never even stopped here. How about you leave what you got instead? The counteroffer takes the leader by surprise for a moment. We don't have time for this nonsense. This is only for loosing an arrow before anyone can react, and the brigand leader falls over in a spray of blood. Something sinister in the way Kruma laughs about this turn of events convinces the rest of the brigands to give up their errand and beat a hasty retreat. I like your girl, Rook, he says, to which Oddleaf gives him a dirty look. A mother's screams flood the caravan. Her daughter lies dead in a tent. We all know who did this, she spits, staring directly at the woman she scuffled with previously. What? Murder over a marriage? In these times, something must be done. Investigate. A healer joins you in inspecting the young girl's corpse. An old infection, says the healer. No punctures, no choking, no poison. She died of disease. The mother admits that she had always known her daughter was ill and everyone moves on. Alright. And that is it for today. We're getting very, very close to the end now. Very close indeed. I think chapter 7 or chapter 8 might be the last chapter. I'm not sure. I'll look it up. In fact, I'm going to look it up now in case I'm making a fool of myself, and then I can cut that bit out of the video. Oh well, now apparently chapter 7 is the last chapter, so this next episode will be the last one of Banner Saga, unless it's like a huge chapter. We'll see what happens. But this is it for now. This was Banner Saga. I was Dorian Gay, and I'll see you in a bit.